Alright. I haven't played this since the last time we covered this. So this ought to be interesting. Here lies...
Here lies Elodie. Rest eternally, beloved daughter, beneath the tree that once watched you grow. So this is where Elodie is buried. Layers of dried oil paint, left untouched for 20 years. It's as if time stopped the moment Elodie laid down her brush. Feels like the room's holding its breath, waiting for something to stir. Lady Margaret took special care to secure the house, restricting access to certain areas. Looks like some sort of clue. Trace the tree's journey from birth to decay. Follow the path of the artist in a thoughtful display. Arrange the 4 stages and the door will obey. Unlock the path ahead as art lights your way. This door appears to lead out to the back garden. Locked with a padlock. I'll need to find the key. Looks like the last painting Elodie was working on was of a ship at sea. The whole gallery is filled with maritime references. She seemed quite obsessed with it.
Okay, don't have any combinations at the moment.
A young woman screaming in the middle of the darkness.
Yeah, because apparently this game got some controversy for using AI art or whatever.
This looks like Elodie's diary. Let's see what her last entries reveal.
I'm absolutely over the moon. Walter has written to say he is coming. I met him at the Western Sanatorium, and we have grown so very close.
Oh.
He was there recovering from the trauma of a shipwreck, where he tragically lost his companions.
How you doing, sweetie?
By sheer luck, he was rescued, but not before spending an entire year on an island living amongst the natives. He truly is an adventurer.
But yeah, it's interesting too because this one, I guess it like people have been thumb down bombing it or some shit for. Hold on, I got all this crap on my desk here, and I'm trying to move some of it. So I got some movement for my mouse. Here we go.
I'm so happy. Walter has finally arrived. I must admit, I am utterly captivated by him. I invited him to visit, and he gave me his word he wouldn't fail to come as soon as he was able to leave. And now he's finally here. I can scarcely contain my
Aww.
joy. It feels as though all the darkness has faded away.
Oh, they looked so in love. So happy.
Damn it, it's not here. It's simply not here.
This must be the Countess's handwriting. What was she searching for? Looks like a commercial seaman's yearbook, listing ships and their crews. It's open to the pages under S.
It's seeing this guy really was lost at sea. Ah, okay.
Those poor souls. Tragedy seems to have cast a long shadow over this family.
This game looks so damn pretty. Alright, I'm trying to see which ones I can tilt. Okay, no. Wait a minute. They're saying lights will show me the way, so is that correct? That one was correct. Can't tilt that one.
Some of these paintings are really dark and sinister.
Okay, that one was correct. That one's correct. That one is correct. That must mean it's correct.
A boarded up door. The access to the servants' quarters appears to be blocked for some reason. Something definitely happened here. Was it a struggle? These broken chairs. Someone must have held them to the ground with great force. Some of these tools have been bent, likely trampled over. Looks like the crowbar is broken. No doubt, this is the cook's room. A doll pierced with an awl. A warning?
Dear mother, I wish I could tell you that all is well and I'm happy here in the Countess's household. Mrs. Merwell, the housekeeper, takes good care of me. Lady Margaret sees no one but her daughter. According to Mrs. Merwell, she fears some kind of relapse, and the manor is falling apart day by day. The worst of it is, mother, that the man, that dark, he lurks in the shadowy corners of the house when I'm cleaning out my tasks cleaning or carrying out my tasks, he throws himself at me. He is incredibly strong. His hands seize me, and I feel completely helpless. At night, I'm afraid I go into a laboratory. There in the dim solitude to watch something wicked, and a deep, spectral breathing leaves me frozen with fear. Only Mrs. Morley listened to me, and I believe she too understands the man is in great danger. Is a great danger. That sooner or later, something about being a tragedy, and I are exhausted. Yours truly. Or affectionately.
The backgammon board. One of the oldest board games. Miss Marva apparently knew her way around the tarot. What a dreadful spread, and what a chilling omen it revealed. Evil approaches. It will bring death, and lay ruin to the house and all who dwell within.
Three, 4, 8. What is it? 3, 4.
Lady Margaret, after the death of her daughter, dismissed the staff and left the mansion.
The fuck?
A pair of blood-stained scissors stuck in the sink basin. Deeply unsettling. Is there someone else in the house? Who the devil is that man? He had a knife. I'm completely in the dark here. I don't think he saw me.
Okay. Yeah, I don't think it saves clues like that. Yeah, I don't think it saves clues like that. Pretty much. How you doing there, Mel?
The door is locked. I'll need to find the key. Him again. Who the bloody hell are you? This room looks like it belongs to a woman. It's a damn fine bottle of wine. No one in their right mind would open a vintage like this and leave it abandoned, unless something rather urgent interrupted the evening. Seems Lady Margaret was reading in the chair that evening. The book's still open, right where she left it.
This is a nightmare. I am deeply concerned for Elodie. The housekeeper has long been warning me about Walter. I have made some inquiries, and nothing is as it seems. Elodie remains
That's how you do
blissfully
it.
happy with him in the house. I am at my wit's end. Since her return from the sanatorium, she has been positively radiant, a true beacon of light. They go out together and seem to have a splendid time. He appears very close to her. This is in stark contrast to the picture painted by the housekeeper, which is a complete contradiction. Last night I heard him scream. He seemed to be in the throes of a panic attack. I approached on tiptoe to the guest quarters, and then suddenly I was struck with terror. An insane, maniacal laughter echoed through the night. It did not sound like him. The following morning, Walter and Elodie went out to sail on the pond. Everything appeared normal, and he was the most charming he has ever been.
The bed is made. The Countess hadn't yet gone to bed on the night of the murder. Something made of glass has shattered here.
Oh my God, what is that noise? It's coming from Elodie's room.
I'd love to pick up those keys.
I should finish gathering all the clues from the Countess's room before exploring other parts of the house. The fireplace tools, all knocked over on the floor. And unless my eyes deceive me, the poker appears to be missing.
Oh my God, Elodie!
Lady Margaret, quite agitated, grabbed the fireplace poker and rushed toward Elodie's room. A key. Likely the one to Elodie's room. Lady Margaret lied to me. She hadn't taken any sleeping draught that night. She could have heard the attack and rushed to see what was happening. Why did she hide this from me?
I think Elodie was
The
on the
more I investigate, the more convoluted it all seems. I I should head to Elodie's room to search for answers. A rag doll, tossed on the floor. I'd wager it used to sit neatly on the bed. Either it was knocked over in the scuffle, or perhaps Elodie dropped it herself in the panic. A pool of dried blood. There's no doubt now. This was the scene of the crime.
Door was freshly kicked open, that's for sure.
Photograph of Elodie Fordside and Walter Brandon. If my memory serves me right, looks like it was taken at Westland Asylum. There was a struggle here, clear as day. Not a clean break-in. The killer wasn't subtle. Judging by the sheer brutality of the crime, we can almost certainly conclude the killer was a man of considerable build. The blood-stained coat, found alongside the greenhouse knife, suggests that the mysterious figure seen loitering nearby may, in fact, be the very same individual who committed the murder. They say the killer always returns to the scene of the crime. But 20 years have passed. Why now? Let's attempt to reconstruct the events, just as they might have. A teacup on the bedside table. Elodie must have lain down that night, perhaps already drifting to sleep. The door's lock, completely broken, indicates someone forced their way into
Not
the room,
Rob Zombie.
likely startling Elodie awake. Elodie tried to flee, but the killer cornered her near the vanity. She lost her balance and fell, breaking the dresser and chair. The killer dragged her to the bed against her will. In the struggle, one of the vases fell from the mantelpiece. On the bed, the killer stabbed her mercilessly, again and again, staining the sheets with blood. That's when Lady Margaret arrived, striking the killer with the fireplace poker, knocking him away from Elodie.
Damn, she went in there like a fucking samurai warrior with that shit. Jesus, look at that fucking... That is the face that I'm gonna fuck you up. Look at this shit. She came in like, bow to bang to bang, and he's like, oh shit. Look at that face. That's a face of, oh shit, this lady's level 99. I was just coming in here thinking this was a fetch quest. Look at that face. That's the face of a trained killer.
Wounded, the killer fled the scene. But it was already too late. Elodie was already dead. The old Bloomsbury mansion. It choked my thoughts. It had that kind of sadness that seeps into your bones like old damp, and that sudden abandonment, so clear before my eyes, looked like a sinister time capsule.
That face. He synced it. Fucking Ram Zombie being the killer, though.
One thing was certain. My next move was to dig up answers about the man with the knife, and about Walter Brandon, the sailor from Westland Asylum, an old, forgotten sanatorium that, 20 years ago, was the scene of a meeting between Elodie Fordside and that Brandon fellow.
It's a demonoid phenomenon going up in that motherfucker. Demonoid phenomenon. I got to my fucking head now.
It was an ungodly hour when my battered car crept along the winding, shadowed road leading to Westland Asylum.
Get it off. Get it off.
But what I found upon arrival was disquieting. The building, forsaken for more than a decade, remained illuminated. Was it some ancient emergency system defying the passage of time? Or was someone awaiting my arrival?
Oh.
Bloody hell, it's pitch black in here.
Well,
Looks like I've stumbled into what could be the kitchen.
bro, didn't bring the kerosene light.
Impossible. Locked as well. Damn it. The lantern. It's broken.
You never used it anyway,
I'll have to
motherfucker.
manage without it for now. Some of the rooms are completely trashed. I didn't expect the asylum to be in such a state of decay. Westland Asylum was a top place in its good old days. May 1922. This letter was written half a year before Elodie's murder. It's possible she was still a patient here at the time. The nurses were genuinely concerned about the aggression of patient B03.
The girl? How is the girl?
You mean Miss Elodie Fortside? Don't worry, that bloke didn't lay a finger on her. But you took quite a knock. This is going to smart.
A bit.
The asylum was shut down 10 years ago. Judging by the state it's in, they probably had no choice but to close it due to the building's condition. I need to find Dr. Sheridan's office.
Do, do, do. Do, 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 do.
We must formalize the admission of Miss Elodie Fortside. I have her file here.
That girl? What do you think of her?
I don't quite know. She seems a good girl. I do hope she recovers soon.
I know what Dr. Mulder thinks of her.
Oh, don't be wicked.
You cannot tell me you haven't noticed. Have you seen the way he looks at her?
Shh, hush now. Someone's coming.
It seems the nurses were gossiping about a certain Dr. Mulder, who appeared to be especially taken with Elodie. This file cabinet is now empty. It probably held all the records of the inpatients.
Dance machine, get it?
Hello? Hello? Can you hear me?
Mr. Morley, is that you?
Lady Margaret?
Mr. Morley, I'm so relieved to hear your voice. I've been trying to reach your office, but I couldn't get through to anyone.
It's awfully late at night, Lady Margaret. How on earth did you know I was at Westland Asylum?
Well, I was already in bed, truth be told. But there was something on my mind. A vital detail I'd forgotten to mention. I called your office, searched for you at the mansion, and when I couldn't find you there, I assumed you might be investigating at the asylum.
I see. Very resourceful of you. Now tell me, what is this detail of such importance?
Oh yes, of course. I almost forgot. You see, the truth is, I'm afraid that you're not alone.
What the devil does that mean? Hello? Lady Margaret?
Oh no, I ain't going on that motherfucker to have a flashlight. I guess I got no choice. We're going in, boys.
Is someone there? Damn it. I've got a bad feeling about this.
When you have a bad feeling about anything, you probably should. Open door, cold to warm.
Internal report. Patient B08, Miss Beatrice Maren, female, 28, reclassified after initial misidentification. Miss Maren presents with severe self-destructive behaviors. She engages in autosarcophagy, self-cannibalism that has markedly compromised her physical integrity, and compulsively ingests her own hair. These actions, driven by deep psychological torment and overwhelming despair, leave her in a perilously fragile state. As a precaution, she is secured in a straitjacket and confined to an environment entirely devoid of any utensils or objects that might facilitate further self-harm. Her treatment protocol centers on the administration of potent sedatives to alleviate anxiety and curb these impulses, with ongoing monitoring.
Cold to hot.
Internal report. Patient B02. Mr. Norbert Clark, 45, from Sanderson, is a persistent pyromaniac whose actions have repeatedly endangered both property and life. Despite his seemingly frail build, he harbors an alarming compulsion for fire setting, a tendency exacerbated by intermittent episodes of disorganized thought and incoherent speech under duress. His unsettling, fixed gaze suggests the planning of covert schemes, amplifying his threat. To mitigate risk, he is isolated in a secure cell, thoroughly cleared of flammable materials. His management includes a regimented program of sedatives and antipsychotic medications to stabilize his manic and schizoid symptoms, with vigilant oversight maintained. Internal report. Patient B03, identity unknown. Male, early 30s. Admitted after being the cause of a series of violent incidents. The patient exhibits a disturbing duality. Episodes of unprovoked, nearly superhuman aggression, displaying raw, overwhelming physical force, and subsequent plunges into an eerie, profound apathy. His faculties appear suspended during these lulls, leaving him in a state of unnerving inertia. Due to the unpredictability of his violent outbursts, he remains confined within a reinforced cell. Treatment involves high doses of sedatives, potassium bromide or morphine, and a regimented course of electroconvulsive therapy, alongside stringent restraints, such as an anti-biting mask and, if required, an iron muzzle. Ongoing monitoring is maintained.
Okay, blue. Red. Oh. Or we're missing one. So blue. Missing the yellow one. That is the yellow one. Oh! Oh, we need the red one then. Okay, we were doing it right. Where the fuck is the red one?
This room gives me the shivers.
Alright, it was transferred.
I need to hide. Quickly. I can't hear it. Could it be gone? It's locked. Without the key, I won't be able to access the upper floors.
Well, I got the key, I think. Yeah, the way my monitor is positioned, I might have to try to lower it even further.
A cigarette case, with a bit of tobacco still inside. Clean water, an apple, a bit of bread. The food's still fresh. A maintenance uniform, oddly well prepared. Not a speck of dust on it. Looks like someone's been coming through here. Perhaps this is what Lady Margaret meant in her call. Or was she trying to warn me about something else?
Alright, let's try this floor. Missing a padlock.
I'd rather not go through there. Looks ready to cave in at any moment. Here it is. Dr. Sheridan's office. This is where I'll find Elodie and Walter's records. Elodie's record. Patient at the sanatorium.
Okay.
Nothing of interest here. Strange. Elodie's record was easy to find, but there's no sign of anything related to Walter Brandon. Something doesn't add up. What am I missing?
First and foremost, I must acknowledge the commendable results you have achieved in your recreational therapy. It is mortality. Don't make me laugh. After it eats away at you, and you fear that the total bad influence might actually be too good for what you truly aspire to, a seat among nobility. Perhaps you're a pathetic hypocrite consumed by your own ego. I have a feeling this doctor was the,
Wait. No, it can't be. There he is. In the photo. Dr. Sheridan in the center. And right next to him, it's him. The man with the knife. That wild mane, that unkempt beard, it's unmistakable. But what's he doing here? And he's holding a book. What was that noise? Sounds like something just came crashing down.
then it hurts inside. Eee. All right. All right, so I probably should take the time if I find any sort of combinations actually write down in the little notepad I found. Like sitting right in front of me. What was it? $25, $4, $6. I saw one padlock that just had 4 combinations on it, so let me see. That's missing one. Yeah, these I can't really bother with, so I'll come back to that later.
The front door. Sealed shut. As expected. Nothing's ever straightforward, is it? I'll have to find another way in.
Okay. Double checking to see if there's anything I missed in terms of like combinations maybe, or... Didn't seem like the case. Oh, let's look around some more. Something crashed, so I'm gonna see. Wait, oh, okay. That's what it was. Because why not? Just why not? Let's just climb something that's rotten to death. Let's just climb up this shit. Fuck it, right? This is my last case. Why not? Fuck it. Fuck it all, right? Fuck it all. Fuck it all. I don't give a shit anymore. God damn it, that was a funny ass parody. Okay. To the archive, which is 89981. Okay. Not ominous music. Eight nine nine. Well, I was on the right path. What am I doing? I keep thinking it's one down for whatever reason. Rorschach test. Oh yeah, they tested me with that before. That was they're like, this guy's a Looney Tune. Can't be. I keep doing that. Man, I gotta make sure you're all good and doped up in here. Shit. Yeah, this place is new. Everything is fine.
Patient recording, Elodie Fordside, February 3rd, 1922. Daily record number 23. Let us begin. How are you feeling today, Miss Fordside?
I feel well.
Elodie, we have discussed this before. If you do not tell me how you truly feel, we will make no progress.
I feel a little sad, perhaps. I am alone here. I miss my mother and having company. So much time with nothing to do makes me think of things I do not wish to think of.
I see. Listen, Elodie. I believe you are looking at this the wrong way. If, instead of dwelling on what you call dark thoughts, you were to focus on possibilities, your outlook would change entirely. A young, beautiful woman such as yourself should look to the future with excitement. Think of all the adventures that lie ahead. Your family, your career as a painter. Perhaps even finding a man. A man of good standing. One who could protect you from your demons.
A man?
Tell me, Elodie, is there no man who stirs your heart?
What in God's name do you think you're doing?
Miss Fordside, you may go. We shall continue later.
Very well.
Have you lost your mind? Where is your professionalism?
Do not presume to judge my methods with your oh-so-righteous reading therapy.
Methods? The entire hospital is whispering about you. She is a patient, Dr. Mulder, and she is mentally unwell.
Listen, Ferdinand. Stay out of my affairs, and I shall stay out of yours. Or have you forgotten which one of us is the director of this institution?
Do as you please. But if I ever witness such a scene again, I will not remain silent.
Damn fool.
Rosa, keep it in your pants. Well, shit. People just drawing innocent little apples and shit, and she's just drawing the fucking boogeyman. squeaky. The myth of psychology. In the shadows of the forgotten myths lies the story of Psyche, the soul herself, driven by a longing to unite her long-lost love Cupid, also known as Eros, the god of love, desire, and irresistible attraction. Her path leads downwards into the depths of the underworld. There she must retrieve a golden box said to contain a trace of the Pharsphone's beauty. Pharsphone, the goddess of... I can never say her name correctly. The goddess of spring and fertility, and yet also the slumber queen of the dead. But Psyche is warned not to open the box. Still, there's a dangerous thing. Perhaps she believed that such a divine beauty would make her worthy again in Cupid's eyes. Perhaps it's simply curiosity and old compassionate tragedy. She opens the box. There's no beauty inside, only darkness. A deathly sleep seeps out, wrapping her in silence. Her body falls still, suspended between life and death. She also enters a hidden kingdom, the realm of madness. And that is why, folks, you never find out what's inside the box. Finally, patient 3 return the book. Every time they borrow it, takes a month and then to bring it back. And when it's not him, it's that girl. I imagine how many times they've read it. Now there are patients who have also requested it. I made the decision to take it off the shelf and place it under custody of the one who opened the golden box. If anyone asks for it, it will be there. Supposed to be a dirty ass book. For swift and proper cataloging of patients, systems of labeling is employed in which patient is assigned to a number corresponding the room occupied. The passcode to access each patient cell is discharge number assigned upon the admission of this number must be consulted with the admissions register or the individual patient record. Should a patient be transferred to another location within the institution, their cataloging will be amended according to the new room which they are assigned. Patients classified as dangerous, whether to themselves or to others, housed in the basement, especially designed to secure their isolation and safety. This is designated to Area B. The ground floor remains common areas through the establishment, such as the kitchen and dining hall. An administrative office where matters relating to paperwork are handled. A small first aid room and archive containing all records and documents pertaining to the staff and inmates are also located there. Doctor's offices are also situated on the second floor, which is the designated area for the medical care. However, an exception is made for the office of Dr. Mulder, doctor of the sanatorium, who occupies the third floor. On the second floor, one who found the rooms of his male patients, Area M, and the female patients, Area F. It is important to note that the attic is previously used as a recreation room and for therapeutic activities has been permanently closed due to its unsufferable and unsafe constructural condition. The system of organization and cataloging have been designed to maintain a proper control of safety of all inmates, as well as ensure the efficiency in the management of various sections of this asylum. Okay, organization is nice. Biographies. Science. Psychology.
The Adventures of Walter Brandon, the intrepid captain of the Stella Maris, braving the treacherous South Seas. What in the devil does this mean?
There's something about you I cannot ignore. A quiet strength that resolve feels unshakable. The thought of you enthralled fills me with a kind of admiration I can scarcely put into words. You unlike anyone I've ever met, and yet I wonder if you sense it too. Those sullen glances every time seems to pause when our eyes meet. Perhaps it is nothing, perhaps it is everything. I'm not sure if you're aware, but the night the watchman really checks in the attic on the weekends, something, evenings, those quiet moments we're all sent to bed. I like to slip away and wander up there. There's a particular stillness in that place, a kind of peace I find nowhere else. Tonight at 7 sharp, I think make one of those little walks. Perhaps I'll find a calm even sweeter. Yours. Oh my. Alright.
A ship's old helm, tied to the bed, as if it were the quarterdeck of a vessel. Stella Maris. That was the name of the ship captained by Walter Brandon. That hospital screen is positioned like the sail of a ship. This room is the room of a madman. The entire space is arranged as if it were the deck of a ship. Did that man truly come to believe he was a character in an adventure book?
Alright. We got the attic key. Let's head to the attic. We all fucking know we love attics.
A pair of scissors and a comb. Elodie put in real effort to make him fit the mold of her ideal hero. Hair on the chair, strands on the floor. This is where the transformation took place.
Patient 365 became
their secret hideaway. Like two, she remade Patient 1365 in the image of her most secret longings.
Aww.
An alarm clock. Most likely, they used it to slip back to the second floor before anyone noticed they were gone. Yet, for a while, they managed to keep their affair in the shadows, far from the eyes of doctors and nurses.
Our island. Aww. I guess so far my my trying to find mystery games that involve romantic connections is working well. I guess I was trying to find games that have that attached to them somehow. This is part of the month of February. I decided to kick them off a little bit early because I was kind of excited about this game. So I was like, all right, I'll start that all now. I guess that must be a backtrack to...
The room has been decorated to resemble some sort of island in the South Seas. Of course. I should have guessed. She pulled him into her world. Elodie created Walter Brandon. This letter. At the very least, it's highly inappropriate. A draft letter. Scratched out and full of corrections. She goaded him into leaving the sanatorium. That man was desperately ill. But Elodie's selfishness outweighed what little sense she had. She pushed him too far. If I pieced this together correctly, that Walter was never really Walter at all. There was another personality. She called it the Shadow, a dominant, dangerous force that surfaced again and again in his life. The threads are beginning to unravel. But I need to see this through. What truly happened to Walter Brandon?
What happens if he really was Walter Brandon? I'm feeling fucking exhausted listening to him climb up that fucking rope.
Looks like Elodie found herself a little hideaway to keep practicing her dark craft. Powerful drugs for depression. Anxiolytics. The girl improved, but it seems the doctors were baffled by her mind. Elodie found painting, and with it, a way to spill the shadows that crawled through her mind.
I think we get Mr. Mulder's or Dr. Mulder's office. Shit, what floor was it? Three, 9, 1, 2, 4.
Patient number 1365 returns after an absence of 4 months. He's in a state of utter disorientation, perspiration pouring off him, and good heavens, there's a severe wound to the skull. His clothes and hands are covered in blood, and it doesn't appear to be his own. He cannot recall his name,
nor anything that's happened during these past months. Seems to have found his way back here more by some strange instinct than by memory itself. The personality once known as Walter has vanished entirely, as has the entity we refer to as the Shadow, though given his nature, I cannot say with certainty it isn't still lurking beneath the surface. We have treated cases of dissociative identity before, but never one such as this. His appearance, his voice, even his build weight changed quite drastically. Now he looks frail, gaunt, empty, as though there's nothing inside, as though he were but an empty shell, waiting to be occupied. His condition calls for far stricter supervision. This institution is no longer equipped to care for him. I am ordering his immediate transfer to St. Dymphna Hospital. Dr. Former, a specialist in matters such as this, will take him under his care. As I near the end of my tenure as director, I must see this case brought to a decisive close. The blood upon his hands, the emptiness in his eyes, all point to an act of the gravest kind. One his mind appears to have erased entirely. God help us, if the Shadow should ever wake again.
Well, damn.
So it seems Walter came back to the sanatorium of his own accord, though he was utterly incapable of recalling what he'd done. They moved him to St. Dymphna's Hospital. Could he still be there after 20 years? What became of him? I'll have to follow this lead.
About the sexy sex.
That man returned to the new sanatorium, remembering practically nothing. Maybe it was the wound Lady Margaret left him.
That made a good
Or maybe
concussion
his
would
mind
clear the
shattered
noggin.
and never came back after what happened that night. As for me, I was hired to find the one who killed Elodie Fordside, and my intuition told me they were still there, in the depths of St. Dymphna. I sensed that the end of the road was waiting for me in that place.
This place is in better shape than the other one.
Can't very well saunter in through the front door as if nothing's amiss. I'll need to find another way in.
Don't tell me the left way. Always the left side.
It's locked.
Wait, what? Oh my! We'll let Ty borrow that book after they're done. They stored the card copy to the keys in their request on the storage cabinet.
It's locked.
Aw. Me just taking keys left and right. Oh, no, he's just being lazy.
John Morley and the case of the red shoes. What the devil does this mean? Lady Margaret.
That fateful night, I was startled by the noise. Those wretched cries of agony from dear Elodie. I rushed to her chambers, and there you stood, stained with the blood of the one soul I cherished above all others in this world. The housekeeper had warned me, but I turned a deaf ear. Elodie was finally happy, even amidst your incessant bouts of volatility. Yet, with the passage of time, your demeanour darkened. More and more frequently, that sinister presence lurking within you began to surface, each appearance more violent than the last. Elodie no longer gazed upon you with the starry-eyed affection of a smitten young woman. The atmosphere in this house grew suffocating, fraught with an unbearable tension.
Oh,
That
so I'm
very
the
afternoon
so
I
I'm
spoke
patient
with her.
13.
She had resolved to end your engagement. You seemed, or so I dared hope, to have accepted it with grace. But that night, that very night, you ended her life in the most savage manner imaginable. I threw myself upon Elodie, desperate to save her. But alas, it was far too late. Months later, I learned you had returned voluntarily to the sanatorium. I sought answers and immersed myself in understanding the afflictions that plagued you. Dissociative identity disorder, they called it. A condition in which one might host multiple identities, each vying for dominion over the body.
Legion.
But the man confined in that bleak institution was not the shadow, not the fiend who had stolen my daughter. No, he was but the shell, the hapless vessel. And I yearned to find the true culprit, not the facade, the murderer himself. Thus I devised my plan. I came to visit you, and just as Elodie had done, I crafted a new role for you, a new identity to inhabit. I brought books, personal artifacts, penned letters as Penny. I leased an office and prepared every detail meticulously, down to the smallest thread, for your return as John Morley. Everything had to be flawless. And why, you may ask? To make you remember, to awaken the shadow, to summon forth the murderer from the abyss of your fractured mind. John Morley is a good man. Walter Brandon was a spirited young sailor, brimming with love for Elodie. But the shadow was a merciless, unrepentant killer. I wanted to destroy the murderer who had stolen my daughter. But I could never bring myself to harm an innocent man. My obsession, my singular purpose, was to awaken the shadow.
Damn. Fuck you too, lady. Shit. I was trying to solve your case. Yeah, you apparently were the guy that was the daughter's boyfriend there, who she messed with his mind. Because he had multiple personality disorder, so whatever he was manipulated by, he'd become. So he was ended up being, so the detective was actually the guy who was the murderer. Which is pretty wild. I didn't see it coming until like near the end there. I was like, oh.